Hey everyone, it's Emma here, and today we're diving into something that might surprise you in the world of cybersecurity. Our networks are under attack, and not just in the ways you might think. Learning this on our channel will help you on your journey to becoming an expert in cybersecurity, so let's get into it. When we talk about security, we usually think about servers, desktops, and apps. We're all about keeping them updated and secure, right? But here's the catch. We often forget about the backbone of our digital world, routers and switches. Now you might think, what's the big deal with routers and switches? Well, if these get hacked, it's like someone tapping into your phone line. They can listen in on your conversations, change what's being said, or even sneak past your security measures. So why do we overlook these devices? It's because they're so critical, any downtime can bring everything to a halt. But here's the irony, not securing them can lead to downtime too. You'd be shocked to find out how many routers and switches are running old, unpatched software. We're talking years without updates. Let's break down what these devices actually do. Switches are like the connectors in your network. They make sure your devices can talk to each other. But if you want to send messages outside your network, say to the internet or another office, that's where routers come in. They're the gateways between networks. If a switch gets compromised, someone could listen to all your local chats. And if it's a router, they could spy on or even alter the messages between networks. Plus, routers that connect to the outside world are like having an open door if they're not secured properly. But there's more. These devices have security features like VLANs, which are like digital walls inside your network to keep different types of traffic separate. If a hacker gets into a switch, they might dismantle these walls, giving them free roam over your network. So here's the deal. Ignoring network devices in our security strategy is like leaving your front door unlocked while focusing on the windows. It's not just about securing what's inside, it's about protecting the pathways too. Now let's talk about how we can start securing these often neglected devices. One key is regular updates. Just like you wouldn't drive a car without ever changing the oil, you shouldn't let your network devices run on outdated software. But it's not just about updates. Configuration is key. You need to set these devices up right from the start, limiting what they can do and who can access them. It's like setting house rules. You decide who gets in and what they're allowed to do. Another aspect is monitoring. You've got to keep an eye on these devices just like you would on any other part of your network. Tools can help detect unusual activity or changes in configuration that could signal trouble. And let's not forget about physical security. Yes, even in this digital age, physical access can be the weakest link. If someone can walk up to your router or switch and plug in, all your digital defenses might as well not exist. But how do we keep all this in check without constant manual effort? Automation is your friend here. Automated tools can update your devices, check configurations, and alert you to issues, all without needing you to babysit. We also need to talk about training. Everyone in your organization should know how critical these devices are. From IT staff to the intern, understanding the role of network infrastructure in security is vital. Now let's consider the external threats. When routers face the internet, they're like the first line of defense. Ensuring they're hardened against attacks means setting up firewalls, secure protocols, and intrusion detection systems. But it's not just about defense. We also need to prepare for when, not if, an attack happens. Having a response plan for compromised network devices is like having a fire escape plan. You hope you never need it, but you'll be glad it's there if you do. And remember, the threat landscape is always changing. New vulnerabilities are found all the time, so staying informed is part of the job. That means keeping up with security news, attending webinars, or even just watching more videos on this channel. Let's dive deeper into some specific attack vectors. One common threat is the exploitation of default credentials. Many network devices come with a standard username and password that are well known. If these aren't changed, it's like leaving your keys in the door. Another risk is misconfiguration. If your network devices are set up incorrectly, they might allow traffic where it shouldn't go or expose services to the internet that should be internal only. It's like having a secret tunnel in your house that anyone can use. We should also talk about denial of service attacks. These can target routers and switches, overwhelming them with traffic until they can't function. It's like blocking the highway so no one can drive through. And what about supply chain attacks? These are when the devices or firmware you trust are already compromised before you even get them. It's like buying a car with a hidden tracking device installed from the factory. Now let's get into some practical steps. Firstly, inventory. You need to know what devices you have, where they are, and what software they run. It's like knowing every lock in your house so you can check if they're all secure. Next, secure boot and firmware updates. Make sure your devices only boot with verified firmware and update this firmware regularly. It's akin to making sure no one can start your car with a fake key. Another step is network segmentation. By dividing your network into smaller, isolated segments, you limit what an attacker can do if they get in. It's like having separate apartments in a building rather than one big open space. We also need to discuss logging and auditing. Proper logging can alert you to changes or suspicious activities. Audits help ensure your configurations haven't drifted from secure standards over time. And let's not forget about the human factor. Phishing attacks can target network admins to get them to change configurations or even reset devices. Training on recognizing these threats is crucial. Finally, let's consider the future. As we move towards more sophisticated network infrastructures, including SD-WAN, software-defined wide area network, the way we secure these devices will evolve. We need to stay ahead of these trends to keep our networks safe. So if you're hooked on understanding how to keep your network safe, stick with me. I've got more content lined up that'll keep you on your toes. Whether you're a pro or just starting, we're in this together, making you an expert in cybersecurity one episode at a time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more cyber adventures. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and stay secure, my friends.